Welcome back, folks, to another episode on Ocean State Aquatics TV. I feel like I've had a mini hiatus from the channel. We're bringing it back, keeping it fresh, baby. Today we are talking about salt and buffer, actually. But we're still gonna keep it fresh. We're talking about the Fritz additives, the African Rift Lake Buffer and African Rift Lake Probiotic Salt from Fritz Aquatics. Let's dive in to the channel today and tell you why these products are important if you are keeping African cichlids. We're gonna first start by talking about the Rift Lake Cichlid Buffer. Now, there's a ton of different buffers on the market, and the reason why I like this one, because whether you are keeping African Tanganyika, Malawi, or Victoria, or maybe some other little tributary around that area, whatever species of fish you are keeping from the Rift Lake region, you're able to actually target different dosing sizes to accommodate for the specific lakes and species that you have. So there's directions right on the back that gives you the dosage per 10 gallons to target the specific lake chemistry, because each lake has a different amount of carbonate hardness and beneficial minerals and compounds that are diffused into the lake water. So you have Tanganyika, you have Malawi, and you have Victoria that specify how much to dose for each one to get the proper amount of buffer to increase KH and your pH of your aquarium water to make sure that your cichlids are happy and healthy and you're targeting the correct water parameters for your fishes. That's why I like it. It keeps it simple. Say you're keeping a species only of Tropheus, and then you have a really nice display male peacock tank, and then maybe you're keeping some Haplochromis obliquidens in the species only and you're trying to breed them. You have to only buy one of these. You don't have to buy an array of different concentrations of a specific buffer. It just makes it easy to have the one product, the one container at your fingertips ready to use. So buffering your pH aquarium water is very easy depending on what lake you're trying to accommodate for with your African cichlids, and it's important to keep them extremely happy and to also keep their color fantastic. Targeting that specific lake chemistry is what we want, and we want them to be beautiful and happy and brightly colored because they're amazing. You know what's crazy, folks at home? I did it all off the top of my head, and now I'm gonna read you the bullet points on the back of the product. Stimulates African Rift Lake chemistry, creates ideal conditions for successful breeding, raises the KH and pH, which if you're watching this video after my colleague Stacy has done the video on how to test carbonate hardness in the aquarium, you know that it is important that your buffer is raising not only your pH, but also your carbonate hardness so that you are not fluctuating the pH to the point where you have to continually dose buffers all the time. It is important that you're choosing a buffer that raises both alkalinity and pH, because we don't want a buffer that's just targeting pH, because you're gonna target your pH, it's gonna go up to what you want, you're gonna test it, and then it's slowly gonna buffer its way back down as CO2 enters the aquarium, and you're gonna be constantly chasing that parameter. It's not gonna give you the consistent pH that you're looking for to help with consistency in breeding and color and just overall happiness of your animals in your aquarium, specifically your African cichlids. So you wanna make sure that your alkalinity or your carbonate hardness is at a proper buffering state or amount, I guess you would say, to make sure that your pH is staying consistent and stable at that nice kind of 8.2 to 8.4 for your Malawi African peacocks or maybe some Abunas. That's my spiel on the African Rift Lake Buffer. I think it's fantastic and that you should use it if you have African cichlids, in my opinion. Now, we're gonna talk about the salt. I get a lot of customers that constantly ask, well, aren't these brackish? No, African cichlids are not brackish. They're not a mixture of saline or salt water and pure fresh water coming together in an estuary. They're actually from full freshwater lakes that have a very high content of dissolved minerals and heavy metals that are considered kind of similar to salt. So we add what we call African cichlid salt. Mineral mix, I guess, is probably a better word for it, because it really isn't actual marine salt. It's specific contents of beneficial minerals and additives, and actually Fritz has some probiotics incorporated into their product as well, which is absolutely fantastic. So these beneficial minerals and additives and probiotics are targeting the specific Rift Lake chemistry from either A, Tanganyika, B, Malawi, or C, Victoria. One thing I would like to point out, which most people that are keeping African cichlids don't think to use, RO water, reverse osmosis. The Rift Lake Cichlid salt from Fritz has a dosage below that is per 10 gallons, but it is based on if you use RO or RODI water to put the mineral content at that very specific Lake Tanganyika or Lake Victoria or Lake Malawi. And you should, if you are not going to use RO, which it's not 100% necessary to get that unless you really want to target a very specific, harder to breed Rift Lake cichlid, that you should measure your GH or your general hardness first with one of the lovely API test kits, and then dose accordingly to raise it to a specific measure for the lake that you're targeting. Rift Lake Salt and Rift Lake Buffer in the same video for you folks today. If you're interested in ordering or purchasing these products, you are more than welcome to come see us at one of our 3 great locations, Seacon, Coventry, and Wakefield, or you can go online to osachoice.com and order these 2 right to your door in these sizes, probably the ones that I'm actually touching right now. Maybe not. But anyway, folks, I appreciate you tuning in to another episode on Ocean State Aquatics TV, and I hope you enjoyed my little spiel on the African Rift Lake Salt and Buffer combination from Fritz Aquatics, and I hope you are using these and keeping happy and healthy African Rift Lake cichlids. And we will see ya in the next one. Keep it fresh, baby.